Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Enzo, Lotus. Well, yeah, you're right. Technically, this is not a vlog. We're gonna go over some just summertime tips that I've developed and use. You know, summer is officially here, so we want to be safe. We want to be mindful of that. And these are just some of the things that I've learned over the years that I've found helpful. First and foremost, you will notice that we are out back in the shade. You probably can't tell, but it is early morning. Since humidity tends to hit as soon as the sun lights up an area, basically, we like, if we're gonna go to the park or something like that, if we're gonna be out without any shade options, first thing in the morning is the best. You know, and that might mean like 6 a.m. basically. Hey, what are we doing? Obviously, you're not always going to be able to go to the park that early in the morning for whatever reasons you may have. In those cases, what's important is shade and the length of time. So, one alternative, well, if you can't make it out early in the morning, the next best thing you could do is a hike. Now, some obvious benefits to hiking is the shade. It can be dramatically cooler in the woods, just in general. It's a little bit different than if you're just thinking, oh, I'll just go in the shade of some trees or something. When you actually go out into the woods like this, definitely can cool off a little bit, and the humidity can drop a little bit too. Not always. It is something that I've noticed. Today's supposed to be a high of 90. There's been days like this in the past where, for whatever reason, we weren't able to go somewhere. So we'll go on like a little midday hike. Now, I have to preface that even in the woods, even when it is a little bit cooler, if you wait on a 90-degree day to midday, especially with humidity and everything, you're still only going to be able to be out there for 15, 20 minutes maybe. But it is an option, as opposed to, you know, going to the park, being out in the sun, and after 5 minutes, you're just like dying. Now, if you've been following along with the vlogs, you know that this is the summer of the cicadas, and you might be thinking, wow, the woods would be a terrible spot, and you'll be correct. But you also notice you don't hear them right now, and that is because it's actually morning. Now, while I'm saying this is a great thing to do in the afternoon, it's an even better thing to do in the mornings. So while mornings are good, hikes in the afternoons are good, hike in the morning, best. So that's the best, yeah. How you doing with that GoPro? Now, while hiking is great for heat, and also it's just great for exercise, mental stimulation, low impact, easy on the joints, there's a couple things you need to keep in mind, and that is, all right, now, once again, you may know this if you followed along, but we don't do any type of flea or tick preventative medicine. You know, I'm not gonna get into it in this video, but we have our reasons for that. What I am gonna say though is when we do go out places, we are currently using this, which is, I'll link it below, Wondercide Flea and Tick. Basically, it just repels fleas and ticks. It's pretty strong smelling. I mean, it doesn't smell bad, but it's pretty strong smelling. No, it's fine. It smells like lemon. No, you don't hate lemon. All right, buddy, we're gonna try this again, okay? I got sleepy. Let me get that. All right, come here. It don't smell that bad. Don't want to get this on your face. So, come here. How you feel? You feel good? You feel, is it okay? Yeah, okay. Enzo, in. But aside from spraying that, and you don't want to just spray it on their face, I have a video where I talk about that a little bit more. No, we're not going anywhere. We already had this discussion. I spray that as a preventative. Then when we get back, I do a thorough wipe down, which I can link a wipe down video, what I do with that. I have like a special soap that is anti-flea and tick. You tell them. You tell her. You say hush. You get them. Then I just, you know, I literally just run my hands through and check them and everything and just kind of do a thorough check. And, you know, the areas that are the worst are around the neck. So, you know, you'll want to take their collars off, the ears, down the spine, their chest. I mean, really their whole body, but those are some of the biggest areas. Those are some of the areas that I've found in the past. Even when we don't go on a hike, we may come up to like the edge of the tree line or something like this, and they tend to stick their head in it. Yeah, that's how you got one. So you want to be super mindful of those. And then obviously if you do find one, you know, we've had good luck with fire, which I don't suggest, not actually fire on the pup, but heating things up. And we've had good luck with essential oils. But if you have any questions or concerns with that, you know, talk to your vet or look up some reputable sources on that sort of stuff. You just always want to go. I know. Doesn't matter how tired you are. What are you doing? Oh, get the head tilts. Yeah. Oh, that's such a good boy. Oh my goodness, got the fetch. Now, fetch is great. Lotus loves fetch. But one thing to keep in mind is, especially in the summer, I mean, put on some sweats and a hoodie and you run a couple wind sprints, see how you feel. We keep fetch to a pretty low minimum. No, you get enough. No, it's fine. To be honest, I really wouldn't even be playing fetch today. We're just doing it a couple times because it's a little windy. And after a while being here, it starts to get to him and I can tell he's getting anxious. So this is my way of doing like a reset with him. Oh my goodness. Well, that's good, boys. Yeah, that's good. Break! I know, don't take much. Don't take much. Get a little reset, yeah. Break. Oh, good boys. So you'll notice water's on the ground. You'll notice these bowls aren't that big. You notice we're not doing this on the concrete. Paws to be getting warm because even on a day like today where it's overcast, it's still just not pleasant, not as cool as it would be. I take their water in these things. I like these. These hold, I think, 3 liters. Yeah, 3 liters. And then I clean them out about once a month. I put like a tablet. I don't drink out of them. I don't let them drink out of them. So I put in a dissolvable tablet and let it do its thing about once a month. Yeah, gotta do things right. Gotta get that water. Yeah, get that water. All right, now I know I've showed this system in previous videos, but just in case you're wondering, down here, get this open with one hand. I do have a couple of these little water bottles that if I need some water, I can fill up and drink out of and such. Or if we're just going on a trail and I just want to take a little bit of water with us, I can fill these up. But you'll notice I have 2 of them, 2 of the 3 liters. The idea being that when one gets empty, I take it in, fill it up. That way I always have one in here. Minimizes the chance that we accidentally forget water. I know, we need that AC, I know. Water is obviously very important. A couple things to keep in mind though. One is you'll notice that it's on the ground. Now if you've watched a lot of our videos, you notice that a lot of times we have them elevated. That's to help with the joints and such, but you'll notice that when we're outside like this, they're always on the ground. Another thing to keep in mind is the frequency. If you're watching this, especially if you have a shepherd or some of the breeds that are more susceptible to stomach flip, you'll want to keep an eye on their drinking. If they drink too much, that's why it's super important that the bowl is on the ground. So even if you're out on a hike or something and you're gonna hold it for them, hold it on the ground. You wanna limit it. You know, we have these large bowls here because we're just at the house right now. If we're out somewhere on a hike or something and I offer them water, I'm not filling up some massive bowl. You know, you want to, the same way that you yourself wouldn't want to drink, you know, a gallon of water and then continue up on your hike, you start getting stomach cramps and stuff. Same kind of principle, except with them, they can actually get stomach flip. Now, I'm not going to go into stomach flip in this video. I've talked about it in a lot of other videos. You can Google it or you can look up some of the other videos, but just kind of wanted to mention that. But essentially it's, you know, if they have food or too much food or liquid in their stomach and then they start to exercise either too soon after or before, it can actually cause their stomach to twist. Other parts of their body that can do it as well, I think, like the spleen and stuff. But so yeah, gotta be careful, gotta be cautious. I'm gonna boop the nosy. Gonna boop it. Boop, boop, boop. All right, so if you've watched the vlogs, on occasion you may have seen the pups be left in the FJ. Yeah, that's you barking like a fool. No, you didn't have your reasons. Now, oh, come on. Come on. Now, when I leave them in the car, you know, this massive window is open. The rooftop of the FJ is white, which may not seem like a big deal, but is a massive deal. It can make your car, especially a larger SUV like this, the difference between a white roof, which is reflecting all the sun's rays, versus a darker roof, huge temperature difference. Add that to the fact that all the windows are deep tinted and all the windows are vertical. So I will say, of all the cars I've owned, which is quite a few, the FJ is by far the coolest temperature-wise vehicle. Even with all that said, this time of year, this June, July, you won't really see as many videos posted where you get to see Enzo barking, because I don't do that. Now, keep in mind that when I leave them in the car like that, it's never for very long. You know, it's 5 to 10 minutes max. Most of the time, it's less. But this time of year, even with all that, even with the windows and everything, it's just too hot. It's too humid. You know, if we go out somewhere early in the morning, like Enzo and I went and got some honey the other morning, you know, I was literally out of the car for 90 seconds or something. Like, that's one thing, but you don't want to be doing that stuff, even if you have the windows down. It doesn't take long. And then what if something happens? You know, one of the biggest things I do is I get allergy shots with them. I get allergy shots each week. And my allergies are not food or anything. I've never had any issues or reactions or anything. But what if I was to have a reaction or something? And, you know, I had to stay in there longer, or worse, I passed out or something. You know, I would never want them to be stuck in a car. So yeah, it's too hot for pups. Too hot for pups. Plus, somebody may break your window. So I know, like, Teslas have a thing on the screen that says, like, it's in pup mode and the AC is on and all this stuff. But I don't even know if people would notice that necessarily. I told you we weren't going anywhere. You had the no believes. You got the no believes. Oh my goodness. Side tip, can't shave their fur. Even though Enzo is a little bit shaved, that's unrelated. That's because somebody wanted to spend the weekend at the spa. Hospital. All right, let's talk about pavement. Specifically, concrete and blacktop. Now, if you don't know the difference, this is concrete. And this is blacktop. Both can get very hot in the sunlight. However, blacktop can burn. If the sun's been out, I try to avoid blacktop at all costs. And if we have to in some extreme situations, you gotta make it quick, because, you know, if you can only put your hand on the blacktop for a few seconds before it hurts, you gotta think about it. They're walking around on their bare paws. It's going to literally burn their paws. Also, their paws is one of the ways that they dissipate heat. So if the area of their body that is working to dissipate heat is itself, in fact, heating up dramatically, well, that's going to be counterintuitive. They're not going to be able to dissipate heat properly. They're going to overheat. Concrete is bad too, but not as extreme. Blacktop, if it's had any sun at all during the summer, you can just pretty much assume that it's too hot. But concrete, you might be able to get away with on quick spurts, but you know, it always bothers me when I see people middle of the summer, middle of the day, sunny afternoon, and they're just walking down sidewalks with their dogs. And it's like, that's not pleasant. You know, take your shoes off and walk around, see how you feel, and your body's not even trying to dissipate heat through your feet. So anyways, be extremely mindful of that. I'll put the number of seconds on the screen that you can do as a test. But honestly, if the sun's out, just avoid it at all costs, especially blacktop. Now, which one of you knocked Mom's plant over? Oh, it was Lotus. Oh, it was Rally. All right, speaking of hot, despite being in the shade and everything, one, I'm getting a little warm, but two, the camera's overheating. So, another joy of summer that I forgot about. All right, since the camera's overheating, we're gonna go inside and go over a few more tips, let them cool off. Yeah, you guys need to get breakfast. You guys need to cool down for quite a bit. Oh, breakfast, is that a key word? Is that a trigger word? Yeah, well, go on, get your drinky. Go on, get your drinky. Go on, get a drink. All right, so we came inside so I could show you their cots, and the first thing I noticed is that Rally decided to throw up last night. Let me just throw up on the couch, and more over there. Awesome. What are we gonna do with them cats? I know. But anyways, so we do have these cots. We take these outside a lot of times. It gives them a little elevation. They seem to like them. You know, the other thing, which may seem obvious, but to keep in mind is that, you know, what would you rather lay on? When you're hot, you come inside in the summer, you've been hot, you've been sweating. Would you rather lay on your mattress, or would you rather lay on hardwood floor or concrete floor because of the temperature? So don't be surprised if you've managed to... Hush. So don't be surprised... So that's enough. That's enough. So don't be surprised if, you know, you've bought the fancy Casper beds, like we have, and they come in and just plop down on the hardwood. You know, that's just, you know, if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Oh, you using that as like a nook? Yeah. Got a little pacifier there? Yeah. I don't think it makes any difference, but when we come in, we like to take their collars off if they're wearing them. You know, just make things a little bit cooler. I hope you guys got some usefulness out of this. Hope you guys are being safe out there. If you have any questions or anything, you can obviously comment below. Appreciate you guys as always. Subscribe for more German Shepherd content. All the names you see scrolling are all of our patrons that support us and the family each and every month with their donations, and we will see you on the next one. Later.